Hi everyone, and welcome to the second video of this video series creating the Reactor project application. So let's focus on what we are going to do today. We are going to make our startup file. So the first task we are going to do is create a repository at GitHub. So what we are going to create is just the first Reactor project, okay? Reactor game web app. React. So we add our description, public. I'm not going to initialize it with a README because we are going to do it locally, but this is the approach. So create our repository. Okay, so we want to have this copied because we are going to just use it from our local file. I'm going to do it. I'm going to write it here. Just for being able to have it. Okay, so we have our first part. So now let's open the terminal here. We are going to create our first project, React app. So we are going to bootstrap our projects with create React app utility. For those who don't know what is npx, it's like npm. npm is for installing things and npx is for executing things. So we can execute create React app without having it installed. It will fetch that create React app utility and launch it for us. So it's another way of running it. So we create our React app and we called that project the Reactor project. Okay, now that it has finished, we see that we have our folder created. So we move into Reactor project. I'm going to clear here. See what we have. We have basics file. So I'm going to open my visual editor. I just use Visual Studio Code. I recommend you all to use it because it's very, very nice editor. So we don't need more this terminal right now. Now that we have this here, we are going to open our terminal in our Visual Studio Code. So first, what we are going to do is just hit init. We initialize Git in our local machine, and we create our first branch. We want to run things in branches, so you have a better way of following this video series with moving between branches. So here would be git checkout b for branch, create and move into that branch starter code. That would be the branch. So if we just run git branch here, we see that now we have the master, that the default branch we see always, and the started code. So now what we want to do is just make sure that everything is working. So I'm going to run our application. So maybe we can have by now into Windows. What we can do now, I don't like the component organization that they gave us. So I'm going to create first components folder here. I'm going to remove the if we move into the index file, we see here that we are using service worker. We are not going to use service workers on this application. So I just want to remove service worker here, also the coding that uses it. I'm going to save. I'm going to delete the service worker, check that everything is running perfectly. Open the console developer here. Okay, developer console here. Okay, everything is running good. Okay, so we remove that. Also, I think we should remove The logo, we don't need the logo right now. We are not going to use the logo, so we can remove that logo from here. Remove that also. Save. Let's see if I didn't break anything. Okay. Now, what I like to do is just create folders for each component I create. So we are going to have our app component inside that app folder. So we move app, we move app, sorry, and all the files related to app here. Of course, now that we've moved everything there, everything broke because as you can see, no such file directory on source app.ts, and that is related with this is the entry point for our React code. So it's just going to try to render the app, and before it was trying to import it from the local package. So we have to update it for okay, where is there? That is something done by Visual Studio Code automatically as I moved. So let's save that. Now we have okay, that everything working. Something I like to do, because as you can see now, our app is living inside source components app, and I like that because now we have all the files inside there. But I don't like to have to repeat all these all the name of the component every time. So what I do here is I create an index file. I have this shortcut on my Visual Studio Code that just creates this this import default. Okay, so what it does is it just imports the main component from inside of this folder and exports it by default. So now we don't need to explain the name of the file we want from that folder, because by default, if you don't specify any file inside the folder, React is going to try to find the index.js file, and if it finds it, it will run it. And because we have declared it, now we are exporting that application over there. So that is one part of the code. I think that we can just remove all this styling from the app. So okay, so let's go into the README. And now we have this README that it's not the good one. So let's go and I have it here. It's like React README boilerplate and fraction, and add fraction. GitHub has this awesome README that we can copy. As you can see, it's basic installation, but it has the table of concepts, installation, usage, support, and contributing. So we are going to copy that and paste it into our project. Okay, so now I'm just going to write the README. I'm going to put it in high speed, so you don't have to worry about this. But so okay, README updated. So what we are going to do, because we added the README, we're going to do our first commit. I'm going to do it over the terminal. So with add.everything, so we have everything added. Let's check that everything is working, that I didn't break anything here. Perfect. And okay, so what is going to be our first commit? So it's going to be a feature, starter code, added. Yeah, started. Okay, so now that we have everything installed, we can try and work and move into here. copy what we want to push. Okay, we added the remote, this my URL for the GitHub repo. We are going to push origin master. It's not going to do anything because I think I don't have any commits. And okay, and now reading the starter code. Okay, so now we have this code on our GitHub. As you can see, now we've pushed this started code here. So we are going to do a pull request to add it into master. So I'm going to create that pull request, merge it, confirm merge. I should just, okay, I'm just going to restore automatically. It's the new branch, the branches that are merged over a pull request are removed, but I want to restore them so you have access to this later. So let's go to master. Now everything is here. Perfect. We have our codes and the other branch here. So if we go back to our code, now I want to show you how we have to do things. Now, as we merge that over master, we have to pull our latest change on master. So now we have everything updated here. So now we are in master and we have our changes updated. And so let's see what we covered. Okay, so we created the repository, completed. We created a React app, completed. We added a README to our app project, completed. So now what we need to do is analyze our data.ts file.